The quality issues, people seem to understand when you really talk through it with them that you can improve the quality through the collaboration. But the quality issues on, you know, who's watching over the stuff, where does it go, and that they're so locked into understanding what this textbook model is a textbook repository, textbook in school, textbook doesn't change. The key word there is about the ability to collaborate. Well, the two strongest words that came out that people really got was, if you do this with an open license, you can collaborate, and you cannot do that in any other model, right? And you can share. And we have got to start sharing what we're doing with taxpayer dollars, or we're going to keep like this one-time stuff in the funding cliff. The funding cliff is going to get really, as we all know, it's going to keep getting worse for the next 2 or 3 years. It is not going to get better because the state budgets take a while to catch up even to where the regular economy is. So we've had the stimulus, we're going to drop off this funding cliff, and it's going to take us a while. So we have got to use these dollars really wisely now. So here we go. They tested all these messages I'm going to walk you through. The concept that people seemed to understand and was non-threatening was this concept of what we're talking about is learning beyond textbooks. You're not absolutely slapping the textbook industry in the face by saying this. You're just saying we're learning beyond textbooks. We want to be positive here, right? And that means better content, better schools, and better results. So the elevator speech has to start with this concept that, and I'm going to provide this to you. We stuck it up on the back channel. Oh, you have it? Great, okay. Today's education system is outdated. Everybody gets that. Transforming beyond textbooks through open educational resources is a pathway to deliver engaging, customized, and up-to-date content to students much faster and more cost-effectively today. Do you see how we're staying away from this confusing language and just like we're starting to drill in? Open educational resources carry unobstructed licenses. Now, whether unobstructed is the right word or not, they tested this around. Open confused a lot of people. They didn't understand. They're not in the field. They didn't know what that meant, right? So we're trying to just use you know, you're talking to your legislator language right here. Unobstructed licenses that permit educators to share, access was another big term, access, and collaborate so they can customize and personalize content instruction. The part of the learning process that people latched onto over and over again was the personalization aspect. Today's textbooks are obsolete and the acquisition process is broken. Anyone want to disagree with that? Right. OER and unobstructed licenses are a ready solution that permits delivery of customized content to students much faster and more cost-effective than today. Unobstructed licenses unlock educational content and provide students with access to the information they need to succeed. The problem? The system is broken today. And students are losing because few schools have high quality, engaging, customized, and up-to-date content they need to learn effectively. Students cannot prepare for 21st century challenges using obsolete textbooks. Why force our students to wait years to learn Pluto is no longer a planet when solutions exist to update this content today? I can't tell you how many people use this Pluto example in a focus group, and it's just like, you know, policy makers get that one, right? Despite being purchased with taxpayer dollars, textbook content is locked up, preventing sharing and customization. Most students already do much of their work, play, research, and learning through engaging technologies. Limiting students to antiquated textbook models in the classroom limits their growth and achievement potential. There is a solution. A lasting solution to the antiquated model must move beyond traditional textbooks to transform how content can be created, shared, and customized, how teachers teach, and how students learn. OER simply applies an unobstructed license to educational materials to protect the integrity of the original content while permitting sharing and customization. And that gets to make a really nice wraparound, and you're protecting the content, and we're educators. we're involved in this. This isn't some willy-nilly thing that's all happening out there that's out of our control. But that there is a license, but it's an unobstructed license. It's a Creative Commons license. It's a public license. Unobstructed licenses expand students' access to high-quality, up-to-date, engaging, and customized content more quickly, cost-effectively, and efficiently than today. Well, we need an example here, and folks were saying that in Virginia, experts developed an updated and engaging physics textbook that was adopted by the state, aligned to the standards, and made openly available. And not like it just happened from afar, but it was a process that was adopted and they went through. Not sure what the best examples are. If you have some good examples that you can share in there. So here's the last part. We've got the solution, and then we've got the one recommendation, and that's the most important part. Unobstructed licenses unlock educational resources that are developed. We just did that. Okay, so the recommendation: any textbooks and related content developed or purchased using taxpayer dollars should carry an unobstructed license to permit access, sharing, and customization, and to move us toward better schools and better results. The idea is that public funds used for content development should carry a public license or be publicly available for sharing. So this is what we're working on, because we want, for all of these investments that are going to happen in the context of Common Core and this federal stimulus money, to catalyze a real shift in what's possible for kids. And I believe in that. And I know that I'm throwing myself right into the middle of, when I'm in DC, sometimes I feel a little red dot right here. I have these textbook publishers. You need to come in and talk to us. I said, okay. So I went into the AAP, which is the Association of American Textbook Publishers. They're like, we'll have you for lunch. So they had a few sandwiches. I was like, you know, I had the canary on my shoulder, let's sniff them out a little bit. But seriously, in this meeting, they're like, do you see the SAFRA legislation and these open courses? What do you think about it? And I'm not kidding. I can't make this up. It was like right out of a movie. And they're like, what do you think about this? And I said, I think that having open courses is great for kids and will really help in student learning and where we need to go. And they're like, I'm like, don't you think this will help in student learning? And they're like, well, what about all these? I've been doing this for 50 years. And I'm like, clearly it's not working very well. But honestly, there is a role, and here's the other piece that I want to talk about. When you hear about all textbook publishers fighting this, there are two models, and one is, think about books. You have libraries, and you have bookstores. And you can go to the bookstore and buy books, you can buy used books, but you can also go to the library and share. And the other model is, and this actually came from a meeting with the textbook publisher, saying we all have our own divisions that are setting up new business models around open education resources. And we see it as an opportunity, sort of like the best analogy is around like a cable TV model provides PBS programming, the broadcast station programming, but also subscription services and value add. Now, they don't have those business models down right now, but there are some business models emerging around that, like that. And so what's really interesting is that there is got to be a new way in this digital age to get around the business and the business models of what we're doing, and those are happening right now.